So we're now moving on to task 3, in which we're going to turn into the orange deposition area when just one of the colour sensors detects this orange area. This is because in the rules it states that in order to deposit, both colour sensors must be over the orange. However, sometimes your robot just clips the edge of the orange area, and in this case it's then going to turn into the orange so that both colour sensors see the orange and you can deposit, increasing your chances of depositing and getting more points. So to do this, the first thing I'm going to do is click on AI and open our previous program. So to do this, we're going to need to add two statements below the deposit. One for detecting the orange on the left and turning, and one for detecting orange on the right and turning. The reason why it has to be directly below deposit is we want it to have lower priority than deposit. So as soon as both colour sensors see orange, it will then run the deposit statement rather than the turn statement. Otherwise our robot would just turn round on the orange forever. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the deposit, add new statement. So this is detect orange left. We then put in the colour sensor values for detecting orange on the left colour sensors as we did before. So 240255, 155, 183, 40, 60. Excellent. And we then want to set our action. So we want it to stop on the left wheel and move forwards on the right. So we pivot around the left wheel and we turn into the orange area. So we're going to set the left to 0. So we pivot around it and set the right forwards. And we want the duration to be as 60. So it does it for a short amount of time, after which the program goes back up to the top to see if we're yet ready to go into the deposit statement. There's one further thing to do, and which is we need to add an advanced condition. We only want it to do this if we have objects. Otherwise, we can't deposit either, so we'll just sit in the orange area going round. So we want to make sure loaded objects must be greater than 0 by adding a condition as shown here. So now we need to do the same, but add a statement for the right. So we're going to click on deposit, add a new substatement, detect orange right. Okay. So now we want to go through the same process. We again add the colour sensor values, but this time on the right. So 240 to 255, 155 to 183, and 40 to 60. Excellent. So again, now we want to set the action. So this time we want to, because we're detecting orange on the right, we want to pivot around the right. So we want the right wheel to be set to 0 and the left wheel going forwards. And again, we want the duration to be as small as possible, 60. And then finally, again, we need to set the advanced condition of this statement so that loaded objects must be greater than 0. Loaded objects greater than 0. So now we've set both the conditions and actions for both of these statements. So let's save this and test this. Save, and of course compile. Now this is a bit hard to test on this field because we have the field right in the corner, whereas if we had the orange area in the middle of the field, there's lots of opportunities to just catch it on two wheels. However, as you move into the second world here, you can see how there's lots more orange and it's a lot more opportunity just to catch the orange on one sensor. So this will become far more important. So we're going to attempt to test our program, so load it in, then we're going to start it. So first of all, we just need to collect some objects so then we can deposit. So we'll wait until we've got some objects. No, we're not heading for any objects at the moment, so we'll just carry on waiting. So hopefully we'll pick up a black. Yep, okay, now what we can do now, if we pause the program, we can then go into the robot and using the joystick we can drive it into a situation where just one of the sensors is going to go over the orange. So we've got it here, so now if it goes forwards, only this colour sensor is most likely to see the orange and we should see it turning in. So let's restart the program by go back to the competition tab. We can then press continue. Now can you see here how we stopped and we pivoted around on that wheel, so then we've gone into the opposition area and we've been able to deposit. So our program is working and we're significantly increasing our chances of depositing.